1, 2. Aha. We are live. Oh, boy. Here we go. What an exciting live stream. All right. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday. We are going to be doing some coding today. And today, if you followed any of my other live streams, I've been working on this DJ app for quite a while, and I haven't worked on it in a couple weeks, so things have been pretty busy. But now we're back, and as I said, Pioneer, I've been nice enough to send a mixer that a DJM S11 mixer, which is one of their newest mixers, and I have this DJ app that I've been working on for quite some time, and today we're going to try to actually connect this mixer to the app. I don't actually know if it's going to work or not. There may be some strange firmware or something that we may need to download to actually get this working. But we're going to try it out, and we're going to see where we go. So, yeah, so that's where we're at. So I hope everybody's doing well out there, and we're just going to do this thing. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to try to just build what I currently have and see if this actually works. So the only thing about this live stream at the moment is that I can't actually play any sound out of the app because my universal audio card has only 2 channels of audio in, and I need to use at least one of those for the mic that's actually going in. So you're going to see some things happening, and then you're just going to have to trust me that this actually works. So if you've ever seen any of my other live streams, you know we have this hardware set up that I've been working on for quite some time, and we have a you can switch it from left turntable to right turntable. So this is the turntable that you would be scratching on. So this is a DJ scratch game, kind of like Guitar Hero or DJ Hero, but with real equipment. So yeah, so we're going to actually try to get this thing working. So currently, so this is like a part of the application where you would be able to choose your lessons. So normally there would be much more of these, but at the moment I've only got one test one. So I'm going to play that. So I've just selected that. That brings you to this screen, which is kind of like a simplified version of Serato. And you have different things that you can do here. So these will be to start. So you have your play to actually start the lesson, stop to stop it, loop. You can loop the lesson. And then you have this speaker icon here, which would so there's an instrumental track that plays, and you can either mute or unmute that, and then settings if you want to go back to your settings. And then we also have player 1, which is us, or the person that's actually playing this, and you would be able to log out or log into your account. And on your account, you would be able to save your scores, save your performances, see how you're doing over the course of time and things like that. So what I'll do is I'll actually unplug my headphones, and I'll play the audio close to the mic. Hopefully it'll pick it up, and you can actually hear what it sounds like live. So here we go. I'll just play this for you just so you can hear what it sounds like. there you go. That's how it works. So normally, I would be the user would be actually trying to mimic those scratches, and then you would be scored on a score of 1 to 5 stars on how well you were able to imitate those scratches. And that's essentially how the game works. So from here, you could play the game again, or you could load another lesson if we had other lessons loaded, and so on. And that's really it. So that's the game. So yeah. So currently, so let's see here. So I'm going to close out of this. I'm going to pull up my camera so I can actually see where my webcam is actually pointing. So here we have our DJ setup. And this is the Pioneer DJM S9. So this is a mixer that I've had for a couple of years now, and it's served me quite well. And then back here, if you can see this is actually a box. Let's pull this over here like this. And so here we have a box. And in that box is the new Pioneer mixer, which is the DJM S11. So what I'm going to show you, and this is primarily for people who are into software development and audio programming, is how we can connect a new MIDI controller or a new mixer to our application. So we currently have this app that you see on the screen, and this is code that I've spent the past couple years writing. And in here, we're going to actually try to get this mixer working. So if I go into my modules, so it's been a couple weeks since I've actually dug into this, so I'm going to, excuse me if it takes me a little while to actually figure out where I am. But let's see here. So I actually have a place where I actually have some different mixers that I've actually attached to this app. So I think it would be here in setup. So we got data, and then we have mixers. So here we go. So here, I think this could probably be written much better than what it is. I'm not going to attempt to actually rewrite this at the moment, but you'll get a good idea of what we have here. So mixers have an audio name, and they have a MIDI name, and sometimes those names can be the same and sometimes those are different. And then we have this mixer processing type. So some DJ mixers actually process, so some mixers actually have 4 or 8 channels of audio within the mixer itself. And what you do is you can actually route audio through those individual channels. So you have like various, so maybe you have 8 inputs and like 4 outputs or 6 outputs. And then there are other mixers that actually don't do this. They actually only have 2 channels of audio. And what you have to do is you actually have to you have to read where the MIDI signal of the crossfader or what the channel fader is, and you actually have to perform the actual cutting or reading what's happening with the MIDI controller, and then actually perform the audio cuts in real time within the audio callback to actually create the signal that you want to create. So bottom line is some mixers have loads of channels, and you don't have to worry about separating those where the audio is going, where it's coming in or where it's going out, because it's all inside the mixer itself. And you just have to you just have to take those various audio signals and do things to them. And then other mixers only have 2 channels of audio, and you have to take each audio signal and you have to route it, cut it off, turn it on, turn up the volume, turn down the volume, and so on itself within those 2 channels of audio. This particular type of mixer has loads of audio channels, and so it's just a matter of actually routing audio into or out of certain channels depending on the configuration of what mixer configuration. If you're scratching in hamster style, which is like where the crossfader is reversed or not, whether you want the audio playing out of channels 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, and so on. Then we have this rate. So sometimes mixers have their own native sample rate. I think for the Pioneer S9, it's 48,000 hertz. So anything that you're playing through this mixer has to be if it's an audio signal that's at 44,100 hertz, you have to convert that to 48,000 hertz, and so on. Some of them have variable sample rates where you can actually change the sample rate of the mixer. I can't remember what. So I think these channel ins and channel outs are the number of inputs and outputs. Then we have there are loads of settings, but basically this is a mixer class that I wrote. Like I said, I think that this could probably be simplified quite a bit, but it works for now. And maybe if I feel ambitious enough, I can come back at some point and rewrite this in a way that's a little bit more elegant. So we have this. So as you can see, we have 3 different types of mixers that I've connected to this. So we have the Pioneer DJM S9. We have the Rain 72 audio. Big shout out to DJ SP who lent me that so I could hook that up. And then we have the Hercules 500, which is a DJ controller. Big shout out to Hercules who lent me a DJ controller actually do that. So, and you can see that they have their various settings. Now, fingers crossed, we actually can, if we're lucky, maybe this DJM S11 will actually have similar settings to this DJM S9, and we can just literally copy the settings over, and we'll be off and we'll be able to do this. So let's see what we can do here. So I just noticed that I have this box that I need to unpack, but I actually don't have anything to cut it with, so I just need to grab my scissors. So I will be right back. Okay, I'm back now, and here we are. So let's see here. Just need to make sure I'm actually in view. So, oh, you can't. It's tough for me to talk and actually undo this, but I'm going to actually unbox this. So here we go. We got to give a big shout out to Pioneer DJ for being nice enough to send this over. They haven't given me this mixer. They've just lent it to me, or at least they haven't given it to me yet. Maybe they'll be nice enough to actually let me keep it, which would be awesome, which would be really cool. But of course, I'm just really happy that they've allowed me to borrow this for a little bit, so I can try to hook this up to the app and show people what I've been working on. Okay. There we go. So that's off now. Now we have the actual box. Okay. I'm getting excited now. And here we go. Boom, there's the mixer there, so, or the box anyway. And so I believe this is actually a mixer that's designated as like a lender mixer. So it's, yeah, so it's not brand new. It's one that they lend out to people, I guess press and DJs every now and again. So we have our plugs. We have a USB cable. So let's see if that's, so that's just a conventional USB cable. We won't need to touch these since we've already got our plugs. Then there we go. Wow, this is a piece of equipment right here. Holy moly. It's a lot bigger than my DJM S9. Hopefully I can just fit it on my desk there. But wow, it's really cool. I'm not sure if you can see, but my dog Toast is very curious about what we're up to. Let's see, where is she? Can you see her? Not sure if you'll be able to see her or not. Can't get the right angle. Anyway, she's always very curious about what we're up to. And yeah, so let me straighten this out and keep everything nice and neat, so I can give this back to Pioneer when we're done. Just pack all this away. And we're just going to keep everything nice, neat, and clean. So our friend Yolanda has asked if this is a mixer that was made for my program. No. So this is a very popular DJ mixer that Pioneer DJ made, and they've just lent it to me so that I can actually try to hook it up to the app, so we can just test it out, make it compatible with the app. So let's see. So now I'm just going to, there we go. So now I'm going to turn my mixer off. Plug this. So there's my DJM S9 mixer. Really nice mixer. It's been on many gigs with me. Even though I don't really DJ anymore, except for here in the house. Now we have the new mixer. We're just going to plug this baby up and see if we can actually start getting a signal through. So it's actually very, very similar to the S9. Okay. So now we're all plugged up and gonna power it on. There we go. Okay, so now the question becomes, do we actually need to hook anything up to get this going? So, just curious to see how this is going to work. Not really sure. So, hooked it up. Now, I think what we will do is we will, pardon me, we will create a new mixer here. So let's see here. So we're going to just try to do a little hack here. I'm just going to see if, I'm actually just curious just to see if this is going to work, which is that I'm going to try to do the same naming conventions as the DJM S9 and just see if all the MIDI channels and everything actually are just the same. So we will just do DJM -S11. This may or may not work. Then we got Pioneer, DJM S11. I hope that they're obsessive compulsive enough where they would stick with the same convention. External. Then we got 48,000.0. And then this would be like the MIDI channels, I believe. 731. 4. So I think that would be 4 inputs, 8 outputs. This would be the actual crossfader value when it's over to the left. And for now, I'm just going to use the same mixer image as the S9. That's for the setup screen when the actual picture of the mixer comes up. So we can maybe do that. So now I'm just going to, now we need to put this into our list of mixers. So list and place back Pioneer DJM S11. Now, wouldn't it be awesome if this actually just worked like that? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but let's just try. Let's just try it out. So, here we go. It's building. So this app actually takes a little while actually to build sometimes. So we're nearly there. I hope everybody's having a great evening. It's actually evening, so it's 5 o'clock over here. And what a better, there's hardly a better way to spend your weekend than doing a little bit of coding and working on cool DJ apps. So this is how I like to spend my Sundays. Sometimes football is coming up in an hour, so hopefully we'll be able to do this, finish the app up in the next hour, and we'll be good to go. This thing is still building. Wow. Yeah, there's this weird thing that's happening where I've got my lib where I have all of this stuff. Anytime I change something in the lib, so let's see here. So MIDI contains MIDI device name. So let's see what's happened here. That's my dog. She always likes to make an appearance by doing some scratching, her own type of scratching, every live stream that I do. So, okay, so now just trying to find out what's actually happening here. So I'm trying to, I'm waiting for it to finish processing or whatever the heck it's doing so I can actually do some debugging. Okay, so let's see here. So MIDI input device is null. So okay, so it looks like maybe we weren't quite lucky enough to have the naming conventions be the same. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to actually go into mixer MIDI name. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to just output the mixer MIDI name to the console and just see what it is. So mixer MIDI name, then we will just put mixer MIDI name there. Like that. Then we will just build this up again. Then what we should be able to do is actually see what MIDI names are actually coming through and see if we can find out what the name is so we can actually put it into our list. So it appears that the naming convention may not be the same as what I had hoped. So we have this string called mixer MIDI name, and this is what I was expecting it to be. And once this builds, then we will be able to actually test this out. So yeah, just waiting for this to actually load. See what people are up to here while I'm doing that. And still building. Wish I could do something to get these builds faster in my okay. Okay, so it looks like so we got connect. Oh no. So didn't actually, I put it in the wrong place. I need to put it here. Am I doing this right? So let me see here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to just get rid of this for a moment. Go back to this. Build it again. And here we go. Just realized that I don't think that you're able to see my console. Oh my God, Josh Schumann. Oh man, somebody just popped up on our on the live stream. Josh Schumann. I went to high school with Josh. What is up, Josh? It's probably been, oh my goodness, it's probably been 25 years at least since I've seen him. Holy moly. Wow, this is incredible. We're getting a blast to the past here. Wow, that's amazing. What's up, Josh? Jeez, been a long time. Josh actually was one of the first people that introduced me to DJing back in high school. Come from a small town in Pennsylvania called New Oxford, which is right near Gettysburg. For people that know, that are familiar with that. Wow. Jeez, talk about back in the day. Holy moly. That is way back. Yeah, what's up, Josh? Jeez. 25 years. I thought I did this. Dang it. That's what's frustrating sometimes. All right, let's try this again. When am I coming back? Ooh, that's a great question. When am I coming back to the States? Soon, actually. I think I'm going to come back soon. It's been a little while, and yeah, it's been a little while since I've been home. Actually, well, I came back down to Florida in July, but yes, I'm going to come back soon. Are you still in Hanover, Josh? It's really good to see you. Virtually, anyway. This is so crazy. So is this thing building or what? Okay, so it's building. So trying to figure out what's happening. Oh man, I haven't been to last time I went back to Pennsylvania was in 2017 or 2018. That was the last time I went back. Went back for a couple days to visit some family. Wow, that's incredible. What are you doing? Are you still DJing? It's always so awkward when I'm speaking to them, but they have to write back to me. So this thing, I don't know why, but when it's in this particular folder, it takes absolutely forever. If I modify anything, it takes absolutely forever for this to build. Okay, so, all right, we've got that. Let me just move my camera so I can actually see what the output of the console is. So it says Pioneer DJ DJM-S11. I don't think Pioneer DJ. Pioneer DJM-S11. Why is that not working? Saying that the mixer name is null pointer, but I see that the mixer MIDI name is right here. So let's see here. I just realized I need to move my webcam so you can actually see what I'm seeing. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can do that. So I'm just going to pull it up here. I think that should work. There we go. Okay, so just put my... Okay, so I'm looking here just to see what's happening. My mixer name, Pioneer DJ DJM-S11, that is what I have listed. So why is that not working? Oh, it did build though. So let's see, actually. Sorry, I'm acting like it crashed. So funny. So here we go. We're back here. Gonna log in. Okay. So DJM-S11 is what we want there. DJM-S11 is what we have here. Yep, so that's fine. DJM-S11. Active MIDI inputs. DJM. So, okay, so it appears that the MIDI input is actually called just DJM-S11, not Pioneer DJM-S11. So, let me go back here. I'm going to take these JAsserts and put those back in. Let's try to build this again and see if this works. Okay. Here we go. Wow. Josh, we need to link up. We need to link up again when I come back. It would be really cool to hang out. Are you still DJing? Are you still scratching and producing? Like I remember you were like a real sample head. You must find some gems at the record shops. I imagine there aren't a whole lot of people digging for funk breaks out in Hanover, Pennsylvania. So we're building this app back up again, by the way, just to see if this actually this will actually build. So people who may have just joined us, what we're trying to do is we have this Pioneer mixer, and we are trying to get it properly configured with this app. So that's what we're working on at the moment. And we are okay, looks like something's happening. Should be nearly there. Oh man. Like I said, these build times take a while. It's something about when I actually have a whole bunch of shared stuff that I have in this Juice module. And yeah, when I had actually, so for some reason, anything that I try to change in the module itself, whenever I change even the smallest thing, the build times take absolutely forever. And then what I tried to do was I tried to actually move it all into my source folder so it wasn't a module anymore. And as anybody who's even the least bit experienced with those sort of things knows, just changing that just was a nightmare. And I actually kind of gave up on it. So it yeah. So all right. Oh, looks like we were able to get in. So now logging in, and it says connect. It says we're connected. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to turn this off and see if it disconnects. There we go. Cool. So that works. Then just plug it back in. See if it reconnects. It takes a second to start up. Seems like it takes longer than a DJM S9. Okay, cool. So that connects again. Great. So now we're going to do the big test, which is that we're actually going to see if this actually plays through the mixer properly. So what I need to do is I need to unplug my headphones that I'm speaking with and actually plug them into the mixer so you would be able to actually hear any audio. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, so I have this strange feeling that this is not, that we may need to do some different things here. So, okay, I've loaded, now I have I have this loaded, so now we've loaded the lesson. I'm going to try to play it through. Now, hopefully, if everything works the way that's intended to, we should hear some audio. Okay, cool. So now, we aren't actually hearing any audio at the moment. So it appears that the audio routing may be a little bit different than what was on the DJM S9, which is kind of inconvenient. Well, one thing that I didn't do was turn up the master volume, so and the channel volume. So somebody turn those all the way down. So let's try this again. Aha! Yes, it works. It works. Awesome. Yes, actually works. Cool, so that actually works, which is really cool. Now there's the third stage, which is, will the phase DJ and the actual scratching channel actually work? So let's try that. So now what we're going to do is, let me see if you can actually see what I'm looking at. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I have this phase DJ thing. So this is almost like a, it's very difficult to describe actually what it does, but it's essentially a wireless, almost like a Bluetooth controller for your DJ app, more or less. So now we're going to actually try this. So go ahead and play again. Okay, so, okay, so there's only one thing here, which is that, so there's one caveat, which is that there's a mixer utility that the Pioneer DJM S9 had that that actually did this thing where, hold on one second, let me just stop all this, where it did this thing where it actually kind of refreshed all the channel settings on the mixer, and I'm hoping that I could just download this mixer utility publicly. So DJM S11 setting utility. DJM S11 setting utility. Download. Yes, yes, yes. So firmware update, drivers. So let's see here, setting utility. Okay, great. So now we have so let's see, I will download this. Now we will try to open that, and then just need to install this. Hopefully this will work. Okay, so now I'm just going to install this. Continue, continue, agree, install. Great, so now we're installing that. So the reason that I need to do this is because there's this little thing where the setting utility actually kind of refreshes the mixer. You'll see what I mean here when I so we go, let's do dash, okay, here we go, DJM S11. Now watch, see how that refreshed? Okay, now I think we should be good. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my app. I'm going to rebuild this. Since I didn't change anything, nothing should actually be problematic. Great, builds right away, which is awesome. Love when that happens. So logging in. And hopefully the MIDI, the actual channels are actually the same. So here we go. So now we're going to hook up the phase again. Try this out. Now if this works, then we should have, okay, so now I'm going to hit that utility again. Aha, interesting, not working. Okay, should be picking up my scratch. Okay, so what's going on here? So let's go back to settings. I'm gonna go to advanced settings here. I'm wondering, okay, so that's fine. Oh, interesting, it's got variable sample rates, which is cool. Input MIDI device and output MIDI device should be that. Okay, let's try turning this off. Turning this back on. now I'm worried. Okay. Let's go back here. Okay. Still not sensing. Okay. Next question is am I hooked into the channel properly? So that's hooked in properly. Okay. Interesting. What is going on here? Okay, just looking at the settings on the mixer. Opening up the setting utility again. Okay. So we got USB 1/2 mixer output. Aha! Now we are talking. This should be line, I believe. Yes, we got sound. Woo! Yes. All right, now here we go. Let's try this out. You can take a listen, see if this actually works. Oh, it's the right mixer, and it's the right crossfader channel as well. Awesome. Nice. This actually works. Holy cow. So Jack, if you're watching, Jack from Pioneer DJ, hey, got it working. Awesome. So now I'm going to see if this actually scores accurately. Funny thing happened there that I saw, which was that the stars didn't show for turns 3 and 4, which is weird. That's a strange bug. I've never seen that before, but something I can try to come back to. So now we just want to see if it's actually scoring accurately or not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mess up on purpose, see if it gives us like 1 or 2 stars as a score. Yes, it actually works. Okay, so I was messing up on purpose there, and we could see that it scores 1 star. So now we're going to try it again, and then just see if it works. I'm going to try to score accurately again this time. Cool. So one thing that I noticed was that the score for turn 1 actually showed up before it was actually the right turn. So there's some sort of misalignment happening between when it's actually scoring the first one and when it's supposed to. So let me just start it from scratch again. Start from scratch. Haha, no pun intended. So now we're gonna try this again. So it seems that there's a bug when the game ends that it's not properly resetting the stars back to the beginning. Also, what we could do is we could replace this DJM S9 and find an image of the S11 and put this in here. So here we are. All right, I'm going to try to score accurately this time. Oh, interesting. Interesting. What has happened here? There's no audio coming out. And oh, wow. Something is not working properly. Okay, so it's not quite. Some strange bugs happening that I've never actually seen before. Pretty interesting. There's a little bit of a so it's not all fun and games. Seems like there are some things that maybe aren't quite working as well as I would like. So now we're going to load this up again. Let's see if this works. Okay, so it's not reading that. So let me do this setting utility. Okay, interesting. Okay, so it's not reading the MIDI input signal, which is strange. I'm just going to switch this off. Switch this back on. Wait for it to load. So it's just loading all this business. And then let's see if it works. No, still not working. Let's do the setting utility. Interesting. So it was working, and now it's not. I'm not sure what to make of that. Okay, it's logging in. Let's shut this off. Turn this back on. See if we can start from scratch again. So there we go, mixer's connected. I'm going to hit this setting utility again. So there we go. All this. Okay, interesting. So it seems that there may be something else happening from the mixer that is sometimes messing up the application. So, not sure what that would be, or how I could even detect what the heck that is, but yeah, that's what it is. So let's see now if this actually plays properly. Okay, cool. So I'm going to try to score accurately this time. looks like it works. Looks like it works great. Yeah, at least for one time around. So there we go. Yeah, actually works. So let's do something else very quickly before I sign off, which is let's actually get the mixer image in there. I say that cautiously because just getting the image of the mixer in there is a little bit more work than just throwing an image in. So let's do that as a final thing. So let's go to, where shall we go? So let's go to mixers. Now I have this mixer image. Juice image, mixer image. So where is that? Okay. So I must, trying to remember how I actually did this. So in my resources folder, I have this. Don't know if it'll actually come up. Where is it? So I'm just actually looking for the actual image of the mixer. Where is it? What if I just go into the repo and I just find it there? 1 second. So let's go here, here, and then is it in content? No. So lib, resources. So there's the djms9.png. Okay, cool. So what I need to do, is it Command Shift O or is it Command Shift F? And I'm just going to look through my code base for this PNG. So there it is in resources. Here we go. It was right in the file that I was actually looking originally. So, okay, cool. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to open Photoshop. I'm going to open Photoshop, see if then we're going to create a, we are going to create an image for the DJMS11 and we're going to load it into our Juice code base. So just waiting for this to open. So Photoshop. Okay. So now the question becomes, where in the world? Here we go. Scratch champion. So I think I have this. Awesome. So there's the S9. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be resourceful here and so can I just grab this image? Let's go back. So let's do DJM S11 mixer. And we're just going to find a image of the mixer. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Just want the actual image. Okay, great. That one looks good. Nice and big as well. 1820 by 1336. So I'm going to do DJM S11. Just going to save this to the desktop like so. And now I'm going to drag this in. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, well, this is going to be a little bit bigger. How are we going to account for that? I think I would like the height of it to be the same as the S9. So that'll make it line up better. So there we go. I'm going to pull this S9 out and I'm going to export this as a PNG. And then where are we? So development, juice in here, then in here, resources. So we got this S9 PNG, so I'm just going to call this S11 PNG. I'm going to save it there. So then you would think that's all we need to do. Unfortunately, that's not quite the case. So we have this other thing that we need to do. So essentially in a juice project, you have this thing called a binary builder, which essentially takes your images and assets and things like that and actually imports them into your juice project. I don't know why I'm showing you this right here because we don't actually need that. Juice actually has a little utility application that actually does this. So if I go into Juice and then into, I think it's extras, then we got binary builder, and I think what I need is the build. I always forget how to do this. Oh yeah, here we go. So here we have this utility called the binary builder. So it's a shell script. Remind me later. So here we go. So now we got this shell script, and I think if I do this, I just hit enter. Okay, so here's the usage. So we do binary, so it's the binary builder, the source directory, the target directory, target class name, and that's it. So let's see if we can figure this out. So I need to pull up another one of these, and we're going to go to development, juice, into, so this back into where all my pictures and stuff are. And then yeah, so this is how it's going to go. So I think it goes like this. Then we got source directory, which is going to be this. This is where we're going to get all of our resources. Then our target directory, which is this, same directory. and then target class name, which is going to build us this CPP and H file. So that's just called resources with a capital R, resources. Hey, looks like it worked. So it did something that wasn't an error, which is promising. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go in here in the mixer image, and I'm just going to change this to S11 and S11. I'm going to build this. It's going to take probably an eternity to actually build. Oh, build failed. No member named DJM11 PNG size. Okay, so that's okay. We can go back here. So first place let's look is in the resources, the actual resources file. There's a lot in here, so it might take a second to actually come up. So we got this beach ball, and just waiting for this to complete doing its thing. Just takes a second to load. How's everybody doing out there? So we got message from Pranav. Hey, I just completed your C++ with my son series. Just wondering, where is DSP used other than plugin and music making? So that's a great question. So Pranav asks, where else is digital signal processing used other than plugins and music making? So digital signal processing is actually used in anything that involves a signal, really. But I guess one of the most common ways that we would think of it is in like telecommunications, for example. So if you're talking on the phone, that's digital signal processing, because what happens is that when you're actually speaking into the microphone, into your phone, it actually decreases the sampling rate. I want to say that I can't remember what the exact sampling rate is that they use in telecommunications, but essentially what it does, so it kind of bit crushes your voice, and then it sends it over the wire or over the net to the other person that's on the phone, right? So they can actually hear your voice. So that is one situation where I can think of, for just off the top of my head, for digital signal processing. So anything telecommunications, anything that involves sound, is digital signal processing. Spotify. So you got music. You got what else do we use? What else do we use sound for? I guess alarms. So home alarms, anything like that, anything that involves sound on an embedded chip. So if you turn something on, when you turn your TV on, and it makes a beeping sound, anything like that, that involves digital signal processing. So yeah, okay, this is interesting because I'm looking at all of our files here, but we don't see the DJM S11 PNG, so it doesn't look like that actually worked properly. So did I put it in the right folder? So let's just take a look here. That's not the folder I want. And we will go back in here and scratch champion and lib resources. DJM S11 PNG. So why did that not work? Okay, so we're just going to try this. Okay, so I see everything there. So I'm looking now at the files that are actually in this resources folder, but I do not see DJM S11PNG. So what has happened there? Okay, I'm just going to try to do that again. Just going to actually open this, make sure it actually shows it's there. All right, just going to try something else here. DJM S11, I'm just going to try it like that. Okay, interesting. I'm not seeing it. Why is that not working properly? I'm just thinking to myself here. So it's a PNG. Okay, so I've opened it up. Is the file opened by another application? No. So let me quit out of Photoshop really quick. Make sure that that's not. Okay. Let's do resources. So it's there. I don't. That's 1.5 meg. That's 272 kilobytes. Okay, I'm going to try a little hack here, which is going to be that I'm going to open this. I'm going to duplicate it. And I'm going to save it in. I'm going to save it back into the resources folder. Save. Now I'm going to try it again. Huh. Did not work. That is strange. What is that about? Okay, now I'm going to try something else, which is going to be that I'm going to delete a file from. Okay, let me try this. I'm wondering if it's because I have this open. Let me close that out. No, still didn't do it. Okay, so I'm gonna try something. Try the same with S9. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's try that. So let's go back here. Keep on doing that. And then let's do juice. Da da da. Ah, I know. I think I know what's happening. I put the wrong. I think I put the wrong. Yeah, I know what I did. I'm doing the wrong one. This. All right. So let me delete this. Just gonna move this over here for now. That's actually a bit confusing. I probably need to. Yes, that's what's happened. I was actually doing a bit of surgery, code surgery, where I actually was trying to take the lib and pull it out of a module and just put it into the regular source code, and that's what this is. So I actually have two libs. How confusing is that? So that's not what we want. We want it in this. So let's see. So I want it in this folder. That's why it wasn't happening. So what we need is, I just need to actually delete all this business. And then here we go. Now it's this one. And then it's just a class name, which is resources. Is it in there? There we go. Okay, cool. So I think we're fine now. So now I just need to redo this. Make sure it's actually in there. There it is, DJMS11. So that works okay. Now we're going to try to build it. It's probably going to take an eternity to do that, but let me look at my juicer file, just make sure that I don't have any stuff that I'm not actually using. Okay, that's fine. So Pranav asks if I've ever opened up Ableton source code like this. No, you can't do that. So they block it where you don't have access to Ableton like that, where you can just open it up as source code. Unfortunately, or fortunately, prevents people from messing with it. So no, you can't do that with apps like that. Sometimes they give you what's called an API, which I should actually know what that actually stands for. Application. Oh, I'm embarrassed that I don't actually know what API stands for. What does API stand for? Application Programming Interface. Yeah. So sometimes people will give you some type of limited access using an API, Application Programming Interface. Which means that, so like a good example of that might be Spotify, for example. So there are other applications that can interact in certain ways with Spotify, and Spotify can actually dictate what level of access you can have into their application. So for instance, one thing that you may be able to do is get the name of the song that's playing, that's currently playing, for instance. So that might be something that you might be able to do with the Spotify API. But something that you may not be able to do would be something like download the song directly from another application. So that would be an example of the way that the Spotify API would not allow you certain privileges that would be allowed natively within the application itself. Okay, so now if this is working properly, we should be able to log in, and hopefully we should see the Pioneer. Oh no, so it still says DJM S9, and it's not showing the actual S11 mixer. So it's not quite there yet. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our mixers. I put DJM S11. Okay, so now we're going to go to the actual screen that where the actual, oh yeah, so this is probably wrong. If I go to, and this is what happens when you're trying to build features quickly and prototype things out, which is that if we go into loading, then we have this loading screen. That's not what we want. I think it's setup actually. Setup UI. Then we have this hardware setup class. Then we have let's see. So there should be an image in here somewhere. So I believe this is DJ setup display that we want, that actually holds our image. Here we go, mixer, image, mixer. So we've got turntable image, mixer image. So this is mixer, so this is loading mixer PNG. Oh no, that's my other. That's not the mixer I was thinking it was. So let's see. Just looking. So that's the DJ setup display. It's mixer status. Here we go. Mixer asset. And here we can see that it's just getting the DJM S9 one, so I haven't made it where it will switch the mixers just yet. It's okay. I'm just going to hack it for the moment. See if this actually builds, so it'll take a minute to do it. Okay, so there are some CPP files inside Ableton's program data folder. What are those? Beats me. I have no idea what those are. I mean, we could take a look really quick, see if I can. Let's see, show package contents. QT. I'm not seeing it. What folder? How do I actually get into that folder? app resources. Where did you say program data? Core library. I'm not actually seeing program data anywhere. Show me where it is. If you could direct me to where it is, I'll actually take a look. Actually, if I go like this, maybe I could see it. So if I search, I'll just search data. I don't. So we look in contents, and I will try data, contents. Maybe I'll just try CPP. Okay, so you got like unit tests. Let's see what this is. Yeah, so these would be, I guess, unit tests for just testing out the application itself. Resources max. Yeah, so I don't really know. So it looks like a lot of unit tests and things like that, just to make sure. So what it does is it'll take the application, it'll run it through various things like adding tracks, deleting tracks, adding a clip and deleting a clip, just essentially testing the application to make sure that everything is working properly. So that would be my best guess of what that does. So hopefully this does it. Oh yes, it shows up. There it is. Pioneer DJM S11 shows up. Shows up fine. Shows up nicely in proportion as well. So there you go. As one last thing, because I feel a little bit guilty, just hacking this together. I don't know if I want to venture into this or not, but we'll just assess it just to see if it's super easy, which would be looking at our mixer. Should be pretty easy. Where we at? So we got resources, got setup, and where did I put all of this? Oh, it's right here. It's still in setup. Okay, so as an exercise, let's do this, which is what we're going to do is we're going to see if we can get the real mixer, the proper mixer, to show up. So we're just going to make this we're going to actually make it where if the person plugs in the S11 mixer, S11 image shows up, S11 name shows up in the setup, and so on. So let's see, we have in our mixers constructor, we have this hard-coded where we're actually pulling up the S11 image. So this having this in the mixer constructor may not be useful for us. Even having an image of this mixer in this class may not even be of use to us. So what we need, there's our setup. Let's see here. So we have settings so this is the class where we're actually, when a mixer is disconnected and another mixer is connected, this is the class that actually controls all of that. So there's one particular function that I have that actually, I think it's called connect mixer. Here we go. So that's this. And what this does is when a mixer is connected or disconnected, it actually runs all this, looks through the mixer names, and loads all of the number of channels, the input device, output device, all of these things that it needs to do, and it routes them into the appropriate places. So this seems like a good place for us to have. Well, this is a data class. The only thing, actually this is kind of crap, because I think it's a little bit of both. This is data. We don't have any images, do we? So let's just check out. Oh, it says load settings image. So typically you should separate your actual data from any images that you're using from your UI. This got written way back years ago, and that has so this could probably be written a lot better. Anyways, so I'm just trying. So basically we have this mixer class that will ideally hold all of our mixer images. Then, okay, I'm going to go back a step here, because one thing that I'm thinking about is, do I want... So the way that I was thinking of setting it up was that it would load all these mixer images. Now, we only have 1, 2, 3, 4 different MIDI device possibilities. So loading 4 images is going to take no time at all. But if you have 20 mixers with 20 separate mixer images, that is going to take time to load. So because of that, I'm thinking I don't need to do that. I only need to determine what mixer that I'm loading at one particular time and just load that image. Don't need to load all of the images at once. Because of that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to this UI class and go back to mixer status. And when it's setting up mixer asset, and what we want to do is we want to take a look and think about when we're setting up this mixer status class, we just want to take a look at what mixer is set up at that particular time. Now that brings up another problem, which is that this gets built, mixer asset determines what image it needs to put on the screen at when it runs the constructor, when it's first built. Now, then the question becomes, when is mixer asset actually constructed? So now I'm going to go into hardware setup. So an object is created when hardware setup screen is set up. Hardware setup is, I believe, so hardware setup is in setup screen. Yep. So we have this hardware setup display, and then that actually creates the hardware setup display, which creates the mixer status screen. Then hardware setup then the setup screen is actually created in, I believe, Screen Creator. So we got setup screen, which is here. So this has a function called create screen, and this is where we're dynamically building and destroying each screen as we're working our way through the app. So you start off with a login screen. Once you've logged in, it will get rid of the login screen, destroy the login screen, then it sets up the setup screen. Now this presents a problem in the way that we currently have this written, because setup screen is run. So now we go down to setup screen. Then setup screen creates a hardware setup display. So now we go into the hardware setup display, and then hardware setup display creates a DJ setup display and a mixer status. Mixer status is here. Mixer status then determines that when mixer status is actually constructed, it constructs a mixer asset, and then mixer asset does this, and this is all done at one point in time when a new setup screen is created. So this is problematic for us, because what if if we disconnect the mixer and connect another mixer, it's not going to be able to tell which is basically going to just show the same mixer again. So this is a problem. So we don't necessarily want to put it in Paint, because then it would run that over and over again. We don't necessarily want to do that. That would be inefficient. So there are a bunch of different caveats here I don't know if I want to actually go into this today or if I just want to maybe do it next time. Because I'm kind of hungry and I kind of want to watch some football because I love American football. So just debating whether to do that because then there are loads of different use cases. You know, I think that I actually think that it would be kind of easy actually to do this. Just thinking connection status. So the Samax asks, when you plug a mixer in, does it pass any ID to the app to be identified? Yes, it does. It passes the it actually passes the mixer. So you have a setting audio like a screen where you actually determine what sound card you're actually using, and so that's actually where that is. So okay, cool. All right, I'm starting to see what we need to do here. So we have this change. So we have this mixer status change listener callback. So what happens is that when a mixer is unplugged or when a new mixer is plugged in and it's coming from our settings, then what it does is it will call this function. And then this is what sets the name, sets the color, sets it visible, and so on. So now what I need to do is we just need to route the data in through from our mixer class into here. So I'm just determining the best way to do that. So we have this if the source is equal to settings. So let me set up another tab. So there we go. We've got another tab. So here we have this settings class. So this is our data class here. And this is where all of our mixer stuff gets connected, gets set, and everything. So this seems like a good, sensible place for us to have all of this. The simple way to do this would be that because this is where all the stuff where the mixer is loaded in, I'm going to set up another tab here. This is going to be our mixers class. So got mixer image. So I'm tempted to go back on what I said before, which is that I don't necessarily want to load all of the mixers in at once, and I'm thinking all of the mixer images at compile time. And I'm going back on that thinking it's not going to actually take that much time for it to actually load all of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to make two mixer images. So this is going to be juice image, S9 image. And then I'm going to do another one that's going to be juice image S lemon image. And then what I'm going to do here is when a mixer's class or object is constructed, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do S9 image equals, oh, this is actually S11 image. Then we do S9 image equals all of this business. My mouse was just then now what I'm going to do is it's going to be S9 image. This is going to be S11 image. I'm going to make some generic juice image. Mixer image. Just going to keep that blank for now. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just do mixer image equals that for now, and I'll come back and I'll replace it with a different image. And so now is about giving access to this to the image itself. So we got add to list. This mixer image is oh, this is not good. This is crap, actually. All right. I don't want different images for all this. Sorry about this. So this is MIDI input callback. Let me just, there's a better way. I don't need a million images. So choose. So let's do MIDI input callback. Handle incoming MIDI message. Okay. So I just need to make my own function here. So void. No, this is not going to be void. This is going to be juice image get mixer image. Then it's going to return our mixer image. Or actually, let's do this. So now we need a way to figure out which mixer is actually loaded. So we got the list. We don't actually have anything in this class that determines what images actually or what mixer is actually the selected mixer. That's actually determined in settings. So the question now is, so this goes back to what I was thinking about before. Okay. I feel like I need to write this down to actually dig through it. Okay. So let's just define the problem here. So okay. So we have this mixer class, right? One of the problems is that the mixer class does not know current mixer, current selected mixer. Or should I say, does not know which mixer is connected. Currently does not provide mixer image. Then we have a settings class, and then the settings class determines, let's see, so scans through mixer class and determines which mixer is connected, and then loads input, output settings into appropriate areas. Then we have a mixer status class. Then mixer status contains a listener callback that determines if the mixer is connected. Contains mixer callback that determines if mixer is connected. UI, right? So let's just put these in bold. Okay, so now we have option one, which is, well, let's figure out what are the questions first, right? So questions are where and when should we load the mixer images? That's basically the question. So now we got option one, which is mixer class holds mixer images. Okay, advantages. The advantages of that are that all images are loaded at compile time. Disadvantages, disadvantages are that we don't. The disadvantages are that we don't need to load all of them, right? There aren't going to be many situations where users are going to be connecting and disconnecting and doing a load of a load of hooking stuff up, unhooking stuff up. That's probably not going to be the case for most users. So another problem is, so then we have a problem, which is that the mixer class doesn't know if it's connected or not. Okay. So that's one option. Option two. So option two is settings class is the one that knows, or the settings class is the one that's responsible for scans through mixer list and routes, input, output settings. Then we have mixer status class runs a listener callback when mixer is connected / disconnected. So now that brings up the question of, there's going to need a place, there's going to need to be a place where we need to look at, it scans through the mixer list, and then it's going to say, hey, hey, mixer's just been connected. Which mixer is it that's been connected? If it's the Pioneer DJM S9, we load the S9 image. If it's the S11 mixer, we load the S11 image, right? So the big question is, which class is actually going to determine that? Because there's going to need to be a place where it's going to say mixer image equals this. If it's this, it's this. If it's this other one, it's this other one. Where should that be? To me, I feel like that should be in the mixer class. So, okay, cool. So that, because I feel like we don't want that in the settings class, right? Because that's settings behavior. That's not mixer behavior. So we want this in the mixers. So maybe we need a void load mixer image function, right? And then we say if so then it's finding the name. If mixer audio name if mixer audio name is equal to DJM S9, then mixer image is equal to, so we don't need these anymore. We don't want 1,500 images for our mixer class. We just need one, and then that one will determine that image is determined by what mixer is loaded. So mixer image is equal to this. Else if mixer audio name is equal to DJM S11. Then mixer image equals all of this business. Okay. We probably need an else. I'll just put else, and I'll just put this for now. But to do no mixer loaded image, which I don't have at the moment. So great. So we got load mixer image, and then we need to return the mixer. We need a juice image get mixer image return mixer image. Okay. So, Samax brought up a great point. Use switch. So yes, great point. Switch. I forget the freaking syntax for switch. Hold on, let me pull it up somewhere else where I use it. Screen creator. Only thing is with the switch, we would need an int attached to that, right? Like, how would we make this work with a switch? You know, I don't see, like, that wouldn't work with a switch. Unless I correlated it with this, with the list. But that wouldn't be very, that probably wouldn't read well. Just switch the string. But switch uses, I don't think that you can use switch just with a string, right? Switch C++ string. Isn't that interesting how Google just knows what you're thinking? See, look, doesn't support strings as a type. It has to be an int. Yeah, so that's not going to work, unfortunately. Okay. All right, so now we have the mixer image determined. So now we just need to pass that into so what we need here is, let's see. So now we need settings. So that's determined in the settings. Do I have one that returns the mixer name? So we got the mixer connected. Yeah, I think other languages are able to do switch statements with things other than ints. Fortunately, not with C++. So here we go. We got setup. So setup is just the audio device setup. So let's see here. So we got if settings, mixer connected. So now we need to find out. So now the question becomes, should I route the mixer? Should I route that through settings? No, I don't think so. I think there should be a reference to so settings determines what mixer is actually connected. So then we can say, okay, when settings runs that function, maybe it saves the audio name in a string called current mixer. Maybe it's called current mixer, right? So maybe we do something like choose string current mixer. Then in here, we just say current mixer equals mixer dot audio name. Then we have a function. Ah, wait, look at this. Get mixer name. Return mixer name. Looks like I might have already thought of this. Look at this. I already did it. Holy cow. That is so funny. So now I don't need this. Okay, get mixer name. So now we go back to mixer status. So get mixer name. So I feel like what we need to do is, so we got this settings, get mixer name, and then now we just need to plumb it into the mixers class, which actually juice. So it should be const juice string current mixer. Uh-oh, my dog is giving me the look. If you have a dog, you know what look I'm talking about. It's the look that says Come on, Dad. Okay, so now we need a reference to the mixer class. So here we go. So let's see, where's mixer status actually? Oh, this is where it starts getting a little bit funny, because mixer status is in hardware setup, which is in setup screen. Okay. The other thing I could do is just route it through the settings. Maybe I have a helper function that gets that. So let's go back into settings. Where do we have? So we got mixer, the mixer's object is declared here. Here we go. So now what we will do is we will do sclib mixers and get mixers, return and mixers. So I see a couple comments. I'm going to continue with my train of thought for a moment here, and I'm going to come back very shortly. I don't want to break my train of thought. So now going into mixer status. We want settings, get mixers, dot load mixer image. Well, actually, these two should just be one, shouldn't they? I'm going to do this. It's going to return, and then from now, return. Then I'm going back here, load mixer image. Then so this should be mixer image equals this. Then we get the name, and then this should just be here. Oh, No, what am I doing? Just cut this. Do I have? I don't think that. Yeah, I do. So this should be mixer name. Okay. I think we're okay there now. All right, try building this. Okay, while I'm building this, I'm gonna read these comments. Hello everyone. Since we are working on images right now, I wanted to ask something. I use images for my knobs. I rotate them. After opening a few instances on the DAW, the DAW's UI starts lagging. So TR engineer, it's tough to know what's happening there. Could be the way that the audio is processing. Oh, I got some errors. Could be the way the audio is processing. Could be the. I don't think it's going to be your images though. That's just my non-const. Oh, so this needs to be const. Okay, so let's see here. Now I'm running into const stuff. Hold on, let me. So we got mixer image. Oh, that's a mixer asset. Why did I do that? Okay, so that's a problem. Oh, this is just a wrapper around. Okay, so that brings so let's see here. So I'm going to get I'm going to make this void load mixer image. Then this will be a juice image. Then this will be mixer equals image. That we'll get rid of that. We'll make this mixer is valid. Well, actually, I don't even need to do that. So this will be just image is valid. Then I don't even actually need a constructor anymore for this. Image. So, just thinking here. Okay, so I need that outside of this. So mixer equals image. I don't like mixer. I want to do this should be mixer image. And mixer image is valid. Then this is mixer image. Then this should be mixer image. Then I need to go back here and we do load mixer image. Load mixer image. Do that. Okay, I think we got it now. Okay. What's going on here? Oh, does this return a const image? Image cache get from memory. Okay, I'm going to just oh, then we'll do return image. Haha, I will defeat you, C++. Cannot. You can run, but you can't hide. Okay. So, okay. So, Waves Morpher says, I don't think I understand your encapsulation structure. Why mixer status is separate from mixer's class, for example. Do you have a UML graph or outline? So the reason that mixer status class is separate from mixer's class is because mixer status is responsible for setting the image on the screen. And mixer's class, the mixer's class is just responsible for holding the data of all the mixers that we have. So that's the reason why. So we're still building at the moment, but I hope that answers your question. Okay, so there are many plugins using images. My Xcode profiling tools tell me that it is because the draw image. Which method is better? Film strip or rotating only one image? Well, rotating only one image is more efficient because if you're using a film strip, you're using probably 100, you have 100 or 127 images that are being displayed, or one of those is being displayed at a time, depending on the angle of the dial, right? So having only one image that's loaded at one time would be more efficient, of course. But nevertheless, it doesn't really. So you have draw image. So let me think. Sorry, I'm doing a couple things at once. Too few arguments. Okay. Overload resolution selected, deleted operator. too few arguments to the function call. Load mixer image. Oh, sorry, this should be mixer image. Load mixer image. Mixer image. Okay, so let's try this again. So, yeah, so like I was saying, if you have one image, that's going to be more efficient than 127 images. But it really depends on how you're drawing it, right? Because are you constantly loading, reloading the image from your assets? Because you shouldn't be. You should only be doing that once. So it all depends on what you're drawing, what your actual drawing code looks like. But one of the biggest challenges to using the Juice framework is actually the drawing, efficiently painting your painting code. That seems to be a part where a lot of people struggle. Oh man, what is going on here? Current mixer was not specified. Load mixer image. Oh, what am I doing here? Section, so the settings get current mixer, I think is what the name of it is. This is what happens when I start get mixer name, actually. This is what happens when I start getting hungry. Get mixer name. Okay, let's try this again. Just override look and feel in drawing and draw rotary slider method. It's using draw image, but I've replaced it with draw at since it's more efficient. Even this change helped a lot. Yeah. Yeah. Have you had to look at so you have two places where you could possibly get some help on it. It's really tough without actually seeing the code. So I would say try our audio programmer community on Discord. So that's theaudioprogrammer.com/community. And we have a Discord channel, and you could probably get some help there, show people some code. And the other option is the Juice forum. That's another great place to get some help. So just this thing is building. Hopefully it'll actually build this time around. So let's see here. Okay. Okay. So we have, this is how I can tell I'm starting to get, I need a break. So we got load mixer image, right? And then this should be settings, get mixers. Oh, that's what I think happened there. Load mixer image. Oh, the mixer name is actually a label. Looks like mixer name is a label. So what's the set? So we got juice label class. So what is it? Set string, set text. Set text. Then this should be get. Oh, what am I doing, man? This needs to be this. There we go. Now I think we should be good. One day we'll get there. Man. Okay, we're nearly there. Tell me this thing is going to build properly this time. Come on, baby, come on. It's looking promising. I feel like this should be get mixer image rather than load mixer image, but we can come back to that once it builds successfully, hopefully. Okay. Too few arguments. Why does it keep saying that? Load mixer image takes one argument. Which is a juice image. Non-const reference to juice image cannot bind to a temporary of type juice image. Too few arguments to function call. Single argument current mixer was not specified. Temporary. Non-constant reference to type juice image cannot bind to a temporary. Ah, I think I know it. I think it needs to be a copy. Yeah, because if this class gets destroyed, then that doesn't exist anymore. Oh, come on. There's so many things that I can fix about this class. Like why are we loaded? Why are we loading a mixer image every single? That doesn't look right. Anyways. All right. Building, building, building. Please hurry. Oh my goodness, DJ Rectangle just liked my Instagram photo. DJ Rectangle is a legend. Are we building? Is it working? It's going to do all this and then it's going to come back with the same error. That would be hilarious and disappointing at the same time. The fact that it's taken longer is makes me feel optimistic. Please don't break my heart. Ah, it still failed. Dang it, man. Still that same. Yeah, these need to be copies, I guess. See, this is what happens when you don't code for a couple days. You get rusty. Stuff I need to work on and get better at, especially, is const correctness. I must be better with that. You need to supply it with the current mixer name. Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, What is going on, right? Live mixer image. What am I doing? Yeah. Oh, this looks sloppy as heck. You know, Waves Morpher, if I had just listened to you the first time around, I probably could have saved myself about 30 minutes. You said the same thing probably 5 different ways, and I wasn't paying attention, so I apologize for that. All right, we're nearly there now. We are getting there. My dog is scratching. This is good though. I haven't done a good long live stream in a while. Thanks a lot. Waves Morpher says, love your patience. So brave to do all of this live. Yeah. You should see me when I'm when nobody's watching. Then the cursing comes out. Like I say dag nabbit. If you're from the States, you know what I mean. Dag nabbit. It's a country saying. Darn it. So I think you are still reusing the mixer name variable. Oh man. Come on. Yeah, you're right. Now I can build all this again. Oh man. I'm not very good at coding when I'm hungry. Food is a priority in my life. Even when I've eaten, I'm always thinking about the next meal. What are you doing, Toast? Toast, come here. Hey. She's ignoring me. Oh, there you are. Come here. Come up and say hi. Come say hi. Here. Oh. Say hi to everybody. Say hi, everybody. What you doing? Are you saying it's time for food? Is that what you're saying? I know. I know. She's very patient with me. She wants to take a nap. This is our audio programmer mascot. Her name is Toast. She is a senior software architect specializing in C++ and digital signal processing. Isn't that right? You're a specialist, aren't you? Oh my goodness. I will never get this right. Overload resolution. So settings, get mixer name. What other errors did I have? Yeah, this will teach me a lesson not to, when I have trivial primitives like strings and ints, not to use. Just make a copy of it. Don't try to use references when it's just an int or a string. So where are y'all from? Where are y'all coming from? By the way, the reason this build time is so slow is because for some reason, anything that I change in my modules creates a really slow compile time. I don't know why it does that. I should probably talk to somebody that who's actually an expert on these things and see if they have any pointers on how to cut down on that compile time, because it's just absolutely crazy. Is mixer name a label as well? Oh man. I'm not. I'm not with it. I'm not with it. So now I need this here. Get text. This is just not. Just not my best day on coding. Just gonna look at the label class, make sure get text is the actual. Yeah, that's the one. Okay. Settings, get mixer name. This is probably the most obfuscated way to do this ever. But I'm hungry and food is calling. Check line 60. Settings, get mixers. So mixer image, load mixer image. Settings, get mixers, load mixer image, mixer name, get text. What's up, Monte? How's it going, Monte? Monte is an amazing sound engineer and app developer as well. You've got he's actually got some fantastic music production tutorials on his YouTube page. They're awesome. I wish I used to produce kind of similar music to some of the stuff that he does, but he does it much better than I ever did. Sounds all together and like really chunky. He makes like really kind of, I don't know if I would call it new disco, but house with like funky disco influence, I guess. So I think you've done some stuff for A-Track or Duck Sauce, right? So really disco driven, disco influence type of stuff. So yeah, really cool stuff. Check his channel out, Monte Music. Yep. A-Track's a legend in the DJ game. He'd probably like this app, I imagine. I like this app when it actually works. When it actually works, I actually like this app. Come on, man. I'll show some of my favorite records. Oh yeah. Oh, you gonna reach out to him? Oh, amazing. Whoa. A-Track's the legend. Yeah, so I got some record stories about pretty much all of these records got some sort of story on them. This is actually one of my first records. So Funkmaster Flex used to be he's a famous DJ in New York, legendary DJ. He had a mixtape called 60 Minutes of Funk, and this is one of my first records actually, and I loved this because at the time this was kind of pre-internet, and oh my goodness, it actually built. But let me finish this story. So this is I actually got this record pre-internet, so it's probably like 93, 94 when I got this, and you couldn't find out anything about DJing or how to do DJ scratches. There were no scratch tutorials, nothing like that. I mean, maybe there were some on VHS at the time or something like that, but I love this because I was so fascinated just by the Technics 1200. Just the Technics 1200, I thought it looked like the coolest thing ever. And yeah, I used to stare at this all the time and think, oh, I wish I had a Technics 1200, and now I do. Yeah, so that's one of my first records. Got that well over 20 years ago. Doesn't say what year it was. Oh, 1994. Boom, there it is. That actually works now. So now, now we're going to try the final test. And if this actually works, then this gives me permission to actually eat and finish this live stream. So yeah. Yeah, DJ scratching is the best. Okay, so now I'm going to disconnect this mixer. So this is good because we got the connect mixer dialog now, as should be shown. And now I'm going to unplug all of this, pull this down, pick up the other mixer. Now what should happen is that when I connect this mixer, it should come up with the S9 image and the S9 name. So let's see if that works. Okay, oh, helps if I turn it on. Okay. Ah, it works. It works. Yes. Yes, it works. Amazing. So the S9 is now connected. Works fine. That all connected. Great. So now we're going to just try this one more time. Unplug the S9, plug in the S11, and hopefully the S11 image and the S11 name will come up, as should happen. Okay, so here we are. Just plugging in the USB. Still has that new mixer smell, which is cool. Now S11 should show up. So this one takes a little bit longer to actually turn on. Boom, S11 shows up. Nice, nice. Well, that's great. This actually works, which is awesome. Woo! We got there. Took us a while, much longer than what it should have taken us, but we got there. Wow. So thank you very much. And when I'm actually well fed and have some time to actually think about this, I'm gonna go back over this and probably improve this, because this does not look right. But there we are. We made it happen. So thank you to Waves Morpher and to Sam Max 80 and the other people that helped out. This has actually been pretty cool. A little bit of fun. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. And yeah, some pasta. Yeah, some pasta might be the way to go tonight. Thinking pasta or maybe like barbecue. I normally do barbecue on a Sunday when I watch while I watch football. Yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for joining. If you want to ever catch up with me, you can find me on Discord, and you can join on theaudioprogrammer.com/community and come hang out, and we can talk code and everything, code, DJing, records, whatever you want to talk about. I'm normally around there. Thank you very much, and yeah, have a great Sunday.